Welcome back, y'all, to Jay Wheelie, of course. Today, I'm gonna show you what we need to get this thing started. If you've been following the series, this will be part 5 of the D16Y7 build. So stock internal, stock everything. Just slap a turbo kit on and make some boost. So this is what we need to get it started. 2 welds on the downpipe. So I'm gonna go pick up the welder from my buddy Jared today. Oil pan gasket, that's still shipping in. Pre-oil the turbo. I almost forgot about that, so I thought I'd write it down. Basically, you gotta open the oil feed, pour some oil in, and then let it drain back to the oil pan. But I need the oil pan gasket to do that. Basically, the oil pan gasket is my bottleneck here. The reducer, that's waiting to come in too. That goes from the intercooler piping to the turbo. And clean the oil pan, I could do that, so I'm gonna do that right now. And then, yeah, not needed to start. I need the blow-off valve, flange welded. I'm wondering if I can pick up some aluminum wire. I saw it at Canadian Tire yesterday, and if I can MIG weld the aluminum, because I have the aluminum blow-off valve flange, and I have aluminum piping here. So I'm wondering if I can MIG it. I don't know, I'm gonna do some research. If you guys know, you can throw it down below. Anyway, let's get cleaning this oil pan. Alright, now we're going to clean up the underside of the oil pan a bit, because it's got some sludge up there, as you can see, and we want the gasket to seal nice and well on there and not leak like it was before. Alright, right now I'm just on my way to Jared's house to pick up the welder. And then we're gonna weld that downpipe. We're also gonna JB weld the intercooler flange, so for the blow-off valve. Does that make sense? Man, it's so beautiful right now, but the sun goes down so early that I'm getting really stressed out because I just want to do my work in the daylight. All right, we're back now. Look at how mean this thing looks with the hood closed, because you can see the turbo in there. Like, this is the view from somebody would see from the front, and you look in there and look at that turbo. Looking good. I just wanted to, I closed it to see if the intercooler pipe went clear here, so I can see where I'm gonna put my blow-off valve. And the next thing to do is the blow-off valve. All right, so this is the blow-off valve flange, and I got it right where I want it there. I made some markings with a Sharpie. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and drill a hole in there. I'm gonna take it off first though. dump this in the garbage. Okay, as you can see, we have a nice drilled circular hole. And I'm just gonna file it down a bit now. It is freaking cold in here. All right, before I show you what it looks like here, I'm just gonna give a warning because some people might be triggered. Here it is. I would never do this on anybody else's car, but it's all JB welded on there. So a little backstory here. I had some friends say, basically they were like, take it to a welding shop, it'll be cheap, like $10 or so. So I was on Facebook Marketplace actually looking at prices of MIG and TIG welders, and I message a guy who it shows like some beautiful metal sculpture, and this guy's a welder. So I message him, a shop here in Edmonton, and I'm like, yeah, I got an intercooler pipe. I just need a blow-off valve flange welded on. And he's like, okay, it'll be $60 to $120. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's almost the price of the car right here. So not gonna happen. I'm not spending $120 to get a piece welded on here like this. Do it myself with some JB Weld, baby. So there it is. It's gonna smack right on there, and then blow-off valve's gonna face off the backside. So it takes an hour to cure. So while it's curing, I have my downpipe here. I got this piece of exhaust pipe from Jared. So shout out to Jared. Thank you for helping me out. That's good English. And the welder from Jared too. So we're gonna do some welding on this downpipe and see if I can do better than my last welding job on the Legacy downpipe, which was less than perfect, we'll just say that. All right, I got my downpipe here. I almost got the welder set up, and I drew a line on here where I'm gonna tack it. It's gonna look something like this. And then we're gonna figure out what to do on the end of this pipe here. I got that little exhaust piece from Jared. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for a cheaper exhaust. You can get one off eBay for like 200 bucks, but honestly, I don't wanna spend 200 bucks on that. I would just make one off scrap pieces, but I can't find any scrap pieces for free. So there's a custom one on eBay. I think the guy wants 150. I think he wants 200. I don't know. We will figure out the rest of the exhaust when we get there. For now, let's just work on the downpipe. All right, so I got a little tack on here. I also melted through the downpipe in a spot. So that's not good, but I'm gonna test fit it here and see if my angle is right. All right, it does look all right like this. It points down, but I'm looking at the pipe and there's a lot of holes in it, so I'm gonna break it off and re-weld it. Okay, here comes the welding. Now, I'm a little embarrassed of my welding job, but it is, what, my third or fourth time welding, so, you know, here it is. Now what I've done is I put a flashlight in here, and I was spotting all the little holes, and now I'm just touching up all the little holes that I missed, this is a great way to do it. See, there's one right there. So we're gonna touch those up. Welcome to Jamin's Welding Museum. So this is a weld. Let's see, you can see like a good weld right beside it there. And then there's my weld there. So I have family members laughing at me and coming to take pictures. Okay, I'm done being humiliated now. Downpipe is just on the car with 2 bolts. And we're gonna test and see what the rest of the exhaust looks like on it here. I'm thinking we're still gonna need to get some more 3-inch pipe and extend it, but we'll see here. Hopefully you guys can see this. That should be a good view, because I'll show you why. This downpipe is likely, it's almost long enough, but they don't quite match up there, if you guys can see that, if my arm's out of the way. So, yeah, this downpipe doesn't even make it back to the stock catback. So, we're gonna need a pipe to extend it here, and we only really need like max 2 inches. That's it. It'd be a lot of fun to do a side dump exhaust, either this way or this way. But it would be nice to get some sort of muffler or at least resonator on here, because I don't want a screaming loud Honda. I know the turbo will muffle the exhaust a bit, but I don't want a screaming loud Honda. All right, well, the blow-off valve flange is fully cured because it's been over an hour. It's been probably about 3 hours. So now I got the little gasket here. We got the blow-off valve, obviously, and the V-band clamp. We're gonna go inside where it's a little warmer and throw this thing on. Well, I see why people use V-band clamps. They're so pretty looking and elegant. Anyway, blow-off valve is on there. We're gonna have to rotate this puppy a little bit. Wow, looking good. I hope the JB Weld holds it on there, because it's a honking big blow-off valve, like a 50 mil.
Look at the blow-off valve. That looks sweet.
Good one.
How does it work?
All right, next day now, and we have to head to Canadian Tire for 5 things. So, we'll just grab a snow brush. Ask me why we have so many snow brushes. Ask me why. I don't know. Okay, you guys probably want to see this thing starting up, or hear it starting up for that matter. Go. I was about to say it's being tamed this morning, but then it kicked into high idle choke. Alright, we're back now. Here's what we got. A 3-inch exhaust connector to lengthen my downpipe. Some welding wire, because I don't want to use all Jared's welding wire, because you saw what my weld looked like and those slugs on there. That probably uses quite a bit of wire. Don't want to be disrespectful. Where we're going now is, you know what, we might put this in first. Okay, we're gonna put this in, and then we're gonna go to Jared's, and then we're going to Pick and Pull. So on Pick and Pull's website, it says exhaust or tailpipe is $12.99, so 13 bucks. So they charge me quite a bit for the injectors, for used 20-year-old injectors. So if I can get an exhaust for $13, that's going to be pretty darn sweet. So I'm going to try and do that off of like a truck with 2.5 or 3-inch piping, or like a V8, like Pontiac G8 sedan, because those have a V8 as well, and they'd have wider diameter piping. So I'm going to go to the junkyard, see what I can find. Should be fun. Thought I better put this dirty hoodie back on, because we don't want to get the nice stuff all dirty. Perfect day to go to the junkyard. You bet your ass I got some coveralls on me. Although I'm gonna absolutely freeze my ass off at the junkyard, I do love when it snows. Just not when I have to work underneath vehicles in the snow. But anyway, I love the snow. I'm so happy. Anyway, we're gonna throw this on. Should I say anyway again? Anyway, we're gonna throw this thing on and then we'll get out of here. All right, I got some tools. Let's get out of here. Alrighty, so we're in Jared's neighborhood now. And I forgot to show you guys yesterday when we were here. He got a new car. This man goes through cars like hotcakes. So he got a 128i. He sold his second Lexus and he sold the first Lexus. So if you guys remember the teal Lexus, then he had another just automatic Lexus daily driver. He said it was the most boring thing he's ever driven. And then now he got a rear-wheel drive manual 128, which is right over there. So I'll show you guys in a minute. More snow out there than we're getting in Edmonton so far, but check this out. Little 128. You can't see inside. There's not much to see, but it's got nice tint on there. He did chrome delete all up over here, and it looks really good, honestly. I've been looking at 128s for, well, about 2 years ago I was looking at them. I'm like, it'd probably be reliable than more reliable than a 135. With the 2 turbos on there, so nice naturally aspirated 6-cylinder. It should be good. Guy's writing an online test right now. Yeah. Are you allowed to leave or not really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
Not too long, but
whew, that'll help though. Anything helps.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, I don't know if you want this.
So Jared had to get back to writing a test, but I'm just gonna grab my tape measure here and measure this piping. So this one is yeah, it's a 2-inch and another 2-inch, maybe a 2.5. Nah, kind of a 2. And then he gave me this little one too for the flange. It's obviously has some holes in it, so just for the flange there. But this pipe, I can't really see, but yeah, about 2 inches well. We made it to the junkyard. There's some cool cars here. There's an APR, must be an A4 right there. I don't think it's an S4. MR2 here. We got an RX-8 beside us. But I'm probably not gonna film a lot in there just because my hands get cold so easily. And my hands even got cold at Jared's when he was outside for 2 minutes. So, you know what? I'm not gonna film a lot. I'll try to take a few pictures maybe a couple clips, but don't expect too much here. All right, we're in. I'm just gonna look around and see what exhaust will work best. I'm gonna check out this Trailblazer first. All right, some of you guys like this angle from previous videos, so I'm gonna shoot in this angle again. We're under, I don't even know what kind of car this is. Old car, probably like late 80s, early 90s car. But it has an aftermarket exhaust on here. Not like a muffler shop did it. It's not like a brand name one. It's just pipes welded together. So I thought I'd steal this section here. It's only 2¼ inch pipe, but ideally I'd want 2.5 or 3 inch. But I just thought I'd take it out and see. And I did find a big, long, hot dog style resonator on the ground over there. That's like 2 or 2.5 inch, so that might work as well. All right, I'll tell you guys what. I've been searching out here. Originally, I was gonna look for a truck exhaust. Then I thought, well, V8 sedan would be better because, sorry, my mouth is frozen. My WD-40 already froze too, but it's kind of hard for me to talk. Then I thought V8 sedan because they'd have wider pipes. With the V8, they need to flow more exhaust. I couldn't really find V8 sedans, only old ones, and the piping wasn't the best. This one, so now I'm looking at truck exhaust. Most of them are rusted to shit. Most of them are really bad. This one, stock exhaust, somebody cut it there already. So one of the issues I was running into as well was I couldn't get a lot of these old rusty exhaust bolts off. I was WD-40ing them. That's how I got the first ones out, but they both snapped. And then that's what I'm stuck with it. And I don't have anything to cut these exhaust pipes with, so I can't cut it like this person did. The good thing is this one's already cut, so I don't have to deal with that side of the exhaust. Back here, the guy took the stock muffler out. Now there's just like a hot dog resonator in there, which is what I want. I was at Canadian Tire earlier today, and those are 55 bucks. And then it runs around to the back out here. So obviously it would need a lot of modification to fit the Civic, but let's go ahead and measure our pipe here until the GoPro dies, that is. Okay, so that's 2.5. And the aftermarket part here is a 3. So I like this one. All right, ladies and gents, I've been under here for probably 45 minutes to an hour. My toes are freezing, but we almost got it off. I had to use a razor blade to cut the rear exhaust hangers off. There were 4 of them because I just couldn't slide them out. My WD-40 is frozen, so I can't slide the rubber hangers off. The rubber is frozen, so it's hard and not very malleable. But it's all about the vibes out here, you know? Should have brought the Bluetooth speaker. I'm having a pretty good time out here. You know what? Actually, scratch that. I'm having a great time. Everybody else around me, working on the trucks around me, is just like in and out. They get their gas tank and they leave. They, you know, they do their job quick. And I'm not doing my job quick here. Now, this is gonna fall on me. So I'm moving away from my ribs so I don't break a rib. Oh, maybe I'll put my leg there or something. Okay, there we go. Surprisingly not super rusty under this GMC, I believe it is. GMC or a Chev. There we go. Oh. Ooh, that would have hurt to fall on me. But I'll tell you another reason why I like this before the GoPro dies. It's got a bung already welded on there. So I went to Canadian Tire, they didn't have them. I don't know where you buy the bungs, but if I want to run my stock O2 sensor, it's good that it has that one. Okay, here's our pipe. 2.5 inch to 3 inch. And I like these little exhaust hanger things too. So let's try and get it in the Legacy now. Hopefully it fits. It's pretty long. All right, well, it said $12.99 online on Pick and Pull Edmonton for a full exhaust. It said for an exhaust, $12.99. I'm like, no way, that's so cheap. But I'm like, there's no way when I check it out they're gonna give me that price. So yeah, of course the lady charges me $37.99 because she says, no, that's not an exhaust, that's an exhaust and a muffler. And first of all, these are just resonators, they aren't mufflers. So she didn't know what she was talking about. So she got some other guy in there to check it out. And he goes, yeah, those are mufflers. So they just don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, it's still pretty cheap, but just if they could say online the actual price instead of saying 13 bucks just to get people in here, but whatever. I'm a little cheesed, as you can see, but oh well, 40 bucks for an exhaust, not too bad. Better than 200 on eBay, so let's get it loaded up here. Hopefully it doesn't get my car all rusty. So you might be wondering, Jay Wheelie, can you fit a Chevy exhaust in your Legacy? Yeah, I can. All right, guys, I got home quite a while ago. I just haven't filmed. Exhaust is out of the car, drying out. My car is drying out. It got a little dirty. I got to check my oil and coolant on this thing. But thank you for watching part 5. And be sure to watch part 6, the next video coming out, or I don't know if it'll be next, but it'll be part 6. We'll be fabbing up an exhaust. So if you want to learn how, I'll be learning too. Be sure to tune into that video. We'll see you guys next time.